Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you wherever you are in the world, and welcome to my channel. My name is Meg and I am a fully qualified yoga teacher, a beautician and a masseuse, and this is my YouTube channel where I talk a lot about yoga, mainly yoga, teaching you things that you guys can follow along from home to strengthen your practice, also some health and wellness as well. So if that is something that you're interested in, please go and hit the subscribe button, and it means every time I post up onto my channel, you guys get a notification so you never miss a class with me. I am going to be doing a post shoulder and arm workout stretch. This is going to be really good if you're someone who maybe plays tennis or is swimming a lot. A lot of swimmers end up with like swimmer shoulders because they aren't necessarily stretching properly once they've finished. So yeah, we're going to be working out stretching all the way through the shoulders, back of the shoulder, front of the shoulder, and into the arms a little bit as well. You don't really need anything to do this practice. You can use blocks, you can use a strap if you want to, but it's not a necessity. I always recommend people use a good quality mat on a hardwood floor, but if you're in a gym or you're in a position where you haven't got a mat with you, not the end of the world, you don't necessarily need one. It just means that it supports your joints a little bit more when you're kind of sitting down or kneeling. And when you're ready, we will get started. You've got two options for your first pose. Option number one, you can keep the hands down into the mat, and we're going to come into like a cat stretch from here. So we're tucking the tailbone under, lifting through the shoulder blades, and tucking the chin in towards the chest. This is your option number one. You can also do this on the knees as well, so kind of push the shoulders apart if that's easier for you. Option number two or three, I guess, is we're going to do this from standing. So we're going to hold onto ankles, shins, wherever, and think about lifting up through the body. So we're kind of pushing the chest up towards the ceiling and spreading the shoulder blades apart. What we're aiming for is a deep stretch across the back, but also across the back of the shoulder blades. Tuck the chin in towards the chest as well, just to get a little bit of a neck stretch. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here, because obviously this video is not an upper back stretch, but this is just getting into the backs of your shoulders a little bit here. Exhale, we'll bring everything down. And we're going to come into a cross-leg seat. Let's take the hands down into the mat, and we're actually going to stretch into the shoulders and up into the neck as well. So we're going to take the hands down. Right ear goes to the right shoulder. Let's pick up that right hand and press onto the ear to get a deep stretch all the way down the left-hand side of the body, or the left-hand side of the neck, I should say. Gently opening up through the side of the neck. Keep up tall, keep the shoulder pulled back, don't let it roll forwards. Bring it back to center. We'll do the same the other way. Left ear, left shoulder. Try and drop the right shoulder away, and then we're picking up that left hand and stretching and opening up. And through this whole class as well, if there's a stretch that feels really, really good, maybe one side is tighter than the other in this sort of stretch, for example, pause the video, stop and hold it for a little bit longer, and then come back into it when you're ready. Deep breath in. Exhale, we'll let it go. Just move the neck if you need to, move the shoulders if you need to. We'll get a little bit of movement here across the shoulders. So just taking these into some circles. They're probably a little bit on the tired side, but think about lifting them up towards the ears, squeezing them behind and dropping them down. So the circles might start off quite quick, but we're finishing with them really slow, really controlled, and really big movements. Take it the other way. Really think about engaging all the muscles in your shoulders as you do this. And come back into the center. Let's place the hands down into the mat. Let's get a good stretch across the hands and the arms. We're placing the hands flat into the mat, pushing the palms in towards the ground. Roll the shoulders back and down. Keep tall through the body. Don't let it fall forwards at any point during this stretch. Keep nice and tall. Use the core. Keep yourself upright. Push those hands down into the mat. We'll then walk the hands out a little bit further and push the hands down again, keeping up nice and tall. And you should feel a good stretch across the palms of the hands, into the forearms, back of the neck, all the way down into the shoulders. You can also take the chin in towards the chest and maybe just rock the head from side to side. If you want to open up across the neck a little bit more, like for me, having my head like this gives me a good stretch all the way from the back of the shoulder up, but plus with my hands into the mat, it also stretches through the hands as well. What we're aiming for is some good deep stretches across the hands, across the arms, and across the neck and shoulders. Keep sitting up tall, keep engaging that core. Couple more each side. If you're moving the neck, if not, a couple more breaths. Sitting up tall one last time and really push those hands into the mat. And letting it go. Lovely. That feels like such a good stretch. Perfect. We're going to come into our last stretch on each side from here. We're now looking into stretching through the front of the shoulder a bit more. So we've worked the neck, we've worked the hands and the arms, we've worked the back of the shoulder. We're now going to start to work a little bit into the front of the shoulder. We're going to lay onto our front. Take the chest down. And we're going to take the right arm out to a T, and the left hand is sitting underneath your shoulder. Your hand is going to be spread on your right hand side and on your left hand side, just to get into good habits and to get more of a stretch through the hands as well. Start to roll up onto your hip. So you should feel a good stretch here. If you want more, you can lift up the top leg and start to take it back and behind. Gazing up towards the ceiling, taking a deep breath here. You should be getting a really good stretch into the right hand side of the body, into the front of the chest, front of the shoulder. If you want a little bit more, you can bend into that right arm to take it into a right angle instead of it being out flat at a T or straight. Breathing here. If it's too much, take that leg down, roll forwards a little bit more, listen to your body and find where the best stretch for you is. And we'll take one more deep breath in. We'll roll onto our front. We're going to swap over and do the same on the other side. So straightening the left arm, right hand is coming underneath your right shoulder, coming up onto the hips. Maybe lifting the top leg and stepping it back and behind. Seeing how that feels. If it's too much, pick it up and bring it forward. Roll the hips further forward so there's less pressure on your shoulder. If you want more, you can bend that left arm into an L shape and pick up the leg again. Start to pivot the hips to face towards the ceiling. Few more breaths here, spread through those hands. Stretching across the front of the chest, front of the shoulder. Deep breath in, and we'll come back onto our tummies. Hands are coming underneath the shoulders, picking up and back. Maybe just coming into a child's pose and stretching the hands out and in front. Bring the chest down towards the knees. So we're just getting a slightly more of a stretch across the hands, across the arms, and across the shoulders. Try and bring the shoulders up towards the ears. Take a deep breath in and out. And when you're ready, slowly coming all the way back up into a seated position. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed that video. It's so important to get some good stretches into the arms after you've worked them out, and shoulders as well. We want to make sure we improve our shoulder mobility, and we want to improve the flexibility across the hands, across the arms. This is going to help you to actually get further in whatever exercise it is that you're doing, but it also means that it's going to help to prevent injuries. It's going to help to prevent pulling muscles, things like that, because you've got that flexibility in those muscles. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. It honestly means the absolute world to me. And yeah, I look forward to practicing with you all again soon. Thanks. Bye.